Hey, Emmanuel.
What's up? How are you?
Good. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I told you earlier that I want to get into sports broadcasting when I'm older. Thought I start interviewing players now, get my work out there, and hopefully then get a chance at filling my dreams.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
I mean, it's what you guys did with playing football. So,
Yeah, yep. It's all the same.
yep. So first thing I want to start out with is obviously you need leadership to make it this far in football. How has that been impacting you from you being a leader and other people being leaders to you?
I would say that definitely one of the people that helped me kind of get to where I am right now is my OC in high school. He was just a great leader because he led by example, and I mean, he had a lot of things that he'd accomplished before he came to our school to kind of prove that he knew what he was talking about. And so just watching him kind of coach us up from eighth grade up until our senior year and realizing like how much success we'd had and how having someone who knows what they're talking about and knows how to play that leadership role in a good way can completely change a football team or football organization. Um, and then I would say on my team, I was definitely a player that led by example. I'm not really huge on talking like smack or anything like that. Um, I would just go out there and let the game kind of just show for itself. Um, I mean, when you know and you can trust in yourself, you don't really need to say anything to anyone else because when you're doing good things, people are going to realize like um, he is a leader and he is someone that we can trust in because we see him putting that work in. We see him being able to make those plays and being able to have that commitment to his game.
And also, you're saying with your teammates, you're not one of the bigger guys you said to talk smack. It also shows your teammates because if they see the leaders doing that, they're going to want to do that and maybe hurt the team more. So it's always good to lead by example there and not hurt your team in any ways, which a leader needs to do because that's the only way that you guys are going to win with not hurting your team by yourself
Exactly.
with inside of you guys. Um, Another thing, what was one time that like you knew you really wanted to pursue to play college football?
I would say after my sophomore football season, kind of had kind of like a down period because I had to get shoulder surgery on my right shoulder. I tore my labrum and kind of had a conversation with my dad. Like, I'm not sure if I want to continue to play football just because I saw kind of the toll that it was taking on my body at the time. Um, but then he kind of gave me a talk, and he was like you're really good at this sport. I think if you give it some more time, you'll realize that it's something that you can use to change lives and be able to reach people. And so it was really my junior football season. At the end of that season, and that whole season, really, um, like my perspective on the game completely changed, and I really felt like I was unstoppable that season. Um, I ended the season with 40 plus touchdowns and all these achievements and all these things, like 2,000 plus yards on the season. And so it was like, for me, it was like, wow, I'm putting up these numbers and was kind of just comparing it to people like who were getting offers from Alabama and all these other, great running backs that went through high school. And I was like,
So keep going, keep going.
my stats and the way that I play is just like how these kids were in high school. So that was kind of my perspective change.
Yeah, and facing a lot of adversity, you were saying you tore your tore that. Um, you had to face adversity, obviously, to come back from that, and then went on there and played had a great season. You said scoring 40 touchdowns. I mean, that's someone that's a record-setting number. And then, how did that like change? You said you then wanted to. You saw these people. How did that change your mindset then of just like, okay, this is a game, I go out, I have fun with my teammates, to wow, I'm could do something very special with this. Did anything in your training then change?
Yeah, definitely. I would I was in the gym all the time because for me, even like after my senior year, I left high school at like 162 pounds, and that was really part of that. That was the major issue for me in recruiting was my weight. Um, but I did put a lot of time in like weightlifting and perfecting the crafts that I did have because I had to make up for what I didn't have in size and speed. And so I did a lot of training with trainers and a lot of late nights in the gym. Um, but if you want to be great, you have to sacrifice a lot of things. And so I wasn't out hanging out with my friends or going anywhere on weekends. Because when you have a dream and you have a goal, you realize that sacrificing things now is going to later pay off.
Right. Another thing, what are like some of the bigger challenges you faced? You said obviously some late nights in the gym, some stuff like that. Was there any really like big challenges that you had to overcome or stuff like that?
I think for me, especially after my junior year, people have expectations. And for some reason, the beginning of my senior year, I think one of the biggest challenges for me was like that worrying feeling of getting injured, um, and then being able to do better than you did the season before. And like my junior year was really one of those seasons where I was like, like I can't do any better than that. Like that's as good as it's gonna get. I might do as good this season. And so my first 3 games was kind of like it was more of a mental battle than anything. Um, but I think it was after the 3rd game, we played away, um, and it was kind of my breakout game of the season. Um, and so after that game, I was really just on autopilot for the rest of the season. And my team as a whole, we just got better and better every week. And so just being able to watch my friends around me be able to grow and all of us work together as a unit really made things a lot easier.
Yeah, you said something about mental. I mean, mental game is 90% of the game. Once you've mastered your physical abilities, I mean, just being able to visualize it, put it all out there, one of the hardest things. And now in college, obviously, a lot more responsibilities without having everything around home. How have you been able to keep with football and balance that with your academics?
So the academic advisory team here at Arkansas, they're probably one of the best in the country. Um, with making our schedules to where you aren't like your school and football aren't conflicting, and if you ever need like help studying for an exam or getting an assignment done, like they're always there, and we have like mandatory study hall hours, um, and so that makes things so much easier. And really my classes aren't that bad, um, just because like as long as you put in like the time and the effort, like you have to put in just as much time and effort into school as you do football. And so as long as there's like an equal balance between both of those priorities, it's really not that bad.
Um, Now, what are some goals that you think you're gonna look forward to this season? Obviously, your freshman year, just getting adjusted to the college game. So, what are some goals you'd like to put out on the field this year?
So my number one goal, really before even like the field, would be just continuing to grow. Um,
Hmm.
I'm I've probably gained about 20 pounds since last football season. And I would like to be at about 190 by the time football season starts. And then obviously just learning the new playbook because they brought Petrino in, and I had switched to receiver for a little bit and then got moved back to running back. And so um, I'm still trying to learn like the steps and plays and
Hmm.
where to be. Um, and for me, I think it would just be to just get some carries, like get an opportunity this season.
Yeah, I mean, You might not get. It's just for anybody though. You might not get the most amount of carries, the most amount of touches, but you got to make the most of what it is, and it's just about preparing for that moment that you get.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously with the coaching, and bringing in new people, how is like bonding with your teammates and having connections with them helps you guys continue through all this and helps you
Um,
guys season?
the team this season, like everyone, even last season, like the team was super close. Like even though we didn't have a great season, um, it's really from like an outside perspective, you might think there's a lot of ego and stuff, especially like in the SEC with players because you got a lot of big time like NFL players in rooms, but um, Arkansas is really just one big family. Like I don't, there's not a single person on this team that I don't like. Um, whether that's defense, special teams, it really doesn't matter. Like everyone like talks to each other, everyone's friendly with each other. Um, there's not any, problems between players. Um, I haven't seen anything that's like, like the stereotypical like ego um, type of thing. So it makes things a lot easier because when you have a team that, wants to take care of each other and wants to see each other succeed, and it's not a bunch of individuals, um, it makes football as a whole more enjoyable.
Yeah, it's always better, especially from my experiences when you're not playing for yourself and you're playing as a team. It always
Yeah.
make the game a lot more fun and better. Um, to end it off here, I have final 14 questions. Answer them kind of more in a rapid fire pace. All right, final 14. Who is your idol?
I would say the Lord.
Uh, favorite fast food place?
Chick-fil-A.
Favorite school subject?
English.
Biggest fear?
Not living up to my potential.
Favorite hobby?
Anything that has to do with the lake.
Favorite podcaster, influencer, YouTuber?
David Goggins.
Favorite gym workout?
Anything that has to do with arms.
Favorite musician?
I kind of dabble in everything, so I don't really have an answer for that one.
Favorite animal?
Probably a cheetah.
Favorite TV show?
I don't watch TV a lot.
Do you have a favorite movie then?
Um, Probably 42.
I like that. Favorite biggest pet peeve?
When people that aren't hygienic.
And then favorite emoji?
Probably the peace sign emoji for sure.
And then is a hot dog a sandwich?
I would say it's a classified sandwich, maybe.
And then last but not least, are you a shower singer?
Yes, absolutely. I have concerts in the shower for sure.
All right, thank you for doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for reaching out. This is awesome.
All right, keep in touch, Al. Hopefully you have a good season. Thank you.
Thank you.